Ever felt the sting of betrayal? Imagine being left in the dust by those you trusted the most. Today, we're counting down the top 10 anime where the main character is abandoned for being weak but returns overpowered. From zeros to heroes, these characters are about to redefine strength. So, grab your favorite snack, kick back, and let's dive into the epic tales of redemption and unstoppable might.
Got that.
Number 10. Fox Spirit Matchmaker. Fox Spirit Matchmaker follows the story of a protagonist named Bayuchu, who is abandoned because of his perceived weakness. In the world of the anime, individuals are paired with fox spirits to form a bond, and these fox spirits help them in various ways. However, Bayuchu's initial weakness leads to his abandonment by his original partner. Despite being cast aside, Bayuchu undergoes a transformative journey. He encounters challenges and experiences personal growth, ultimately acquiring immense power and strength. Through his determination and newfound abilities, he returns to the forefront as an overpowered character. This evolution allows him to overcome his initial weaknesses and prove his worth, showcasing the classic anime trope of a once-dismissed character returning with newfound strength and resilience. Number 9. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Chivalry of a Failed Knight is an anime that unfolds in a world where people have magical powers called blazers, which they use through special weapons. Our main character, Ikki Kurigane, is considered the weakest among these magical folks, with just a 1-star ranking. Despite facing discrimination and being labeled a failure, Ikki is determined to prove himself. The story takes a turn when Ikki, against the odds, enters the 7-Star Sword Art Festival, a prestigious competition for blazers. During this journey, he develops a close and romantic relationship with Stella Vermilion, a skilled and powerful princess blazer. Together, they face various challenges, not just in the arena but also in their personal lives. The anime explores themes of perseverance, determination, and the significance of personal connections. Number 8. Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga follows the protagonist, Thorfinn, whose life takes a tragic turn when his father, Thors, is killed. Thors, a legendary warrior, chooses a peaceful life away from violence, settling in a remote village with his family. However, Thor's past catches up with him, leading to his death at the hands of Askeladd, a cunning and ruthless Viking mercenary. After witnessing his father's demise, Thorfinn is left alone and driven by a deep desire for revenge. Askeladd recognizes Thorfinn's determination but considers him too weak to pose a threat. Despite being abandoned and deemed powerless, Thorfinn embarks on a perilous journey to confront Askeladd and avenge his father's death. The anime unfolds as Thorfinn faces the harsh realities of the Viking era, navigating a path of personal growth, vengeance, and self-discovery. Number 7. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The Rising of the Shield Hero revolves around Naofumi Iwatani, who is transported to a fantasy world along with 3 other individuals to become the world's cardinal heroes. Each hero is bestowed with a legendary weapon, and Naofumi becomes the shield hero. However, his life takes a dark turn when he is falsely accused of a crime he did not commit. Naofumi's betrayal stems from an accusation of assault made against him by Princess Malti Melromark, who was initially tasked to join him on his quest. This false accusation leads to Naofumi being ostracized and despised by the kingdom. The people turn against him, and even his fellow heroes distance themselves, leaving him to navigate the challenges of the fantasy world alone. The anime explores Naofumi's journey of overcoming betrayal, building alliances with unlikely companions, and rising as a formidable force despite the unjust circumstances that marked the beginning of his adventure. Number 6. Dororo. Dororo is an anime that follows the story of Hyakkimaru, a young swordsman on a quest for justice in a dark, supernatural world. Born without limbs, facial features, and other body parts, Hyakkimaru's father, a greedy lord, made a pact with demons to exchange his son's body parts for power and prosperity. Abandoned at birth, Hyakkimaru grows up with prosthetic limbs and weapons. As he embarks on a journey to reclaim his stolen body parts, Hyakkimaru encounters a young thief named Dororo, and together they travel through a land plagued by demons and war. Each demon defeated by Hyakimaru brings him closer to regaining his humanity. Along the way, they face moral dilemmas, encounter otherworldly creatures, and confront the consequences of the Lord's Dark Pact. The anime delves into themes of revenge, redemption, and the cost of sacrificing one's humanity for power. Number 5. Redo of Healer. Redo of Healer centers around Kyoru, a healing hero in a dark fantasy world who endures extreme mistreatment and betrayal. Initially, Kyoru is exploited by his fellow heroes, particularly Princess Flare, who subjects him to torture while using him as a healing tool. Facing insurmountable adversity, Kyoru discovers a unique power that enables him to manipulate time and redo his life. Empowered with this ability, Kyoru undergoes a transformation from a vulnerable victim to a character seeking vengeance. He strategically uses his healing powers not only to mend wounds but also to alter the course of events, turning the tables on those who wronged him. This quest for retribution leads Kyoru to become overpowered, gaining strength beyond what his initial weak status would suggest. Number 4. Seraph of the End. An anime set in a world where a mysterious virus wipes out most of humanity, leaving only children below the age of 13 alive. The surviving children are then enslaved by vampires who rule over the world. The protagonist, Yuichiro Hayakuya, experiences tragedy as his family is killed by vampires, and he is left alone in a world filled with supernatural threats. Yuichiro is initially portrayed as weak and vulnerable, but circumstances lead him to join the Japanese Imperial Demon Army, an organization dedicated to fighting against vampires. Driven by a desire for revenge and fueled by the newfound power of a demon weapon, Yuichiro evolves from a seemingly powerless survivor into a formidable force on the battlefield. Yuichiro's character undergoes significant growth and development as he faces various challenges, confronts his past, and hones his abilities. Number 3. Tower of God. Tower of God follows the story of Bam, a young boy who enters a mysterious and colossal tower to find his friend Rachel, who had previously abandoned him. The tower is known to grant incredible power and fulfill one's deepest desires to those who reach its top. Initially alone and inexperienced, Bam forms alliances with other participants, including Kun Aguero and Rak Wraithrazor. The betrayal unfolds when Bam discovers that Rachel is also in the tower, but she rejects him and ascends the tower with a new group of companions. This act of betrayal deeply impacts Bam, spurring him to grow stronger and navigate the challenges within the tower. Along his journey, he forms bonds with new allies who become crucial to his quest for revenge and self-discovery. Bam's character evolves from a naive and trusting individual into a powerful and determined protagonist. Fueled by the pain of betrayal, he harnesses newfound abilities and forges alliances that contribute to his growth. Number 2. Arifureta. Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest follows the story of Hajime Nagumo, an ordinary high school student who is transported to a fantasy world with his classmates. Hajime is initially perceived as the weakest among them and is subjected to bullying and abandonment. His situation takes a drastic turn when the class is transported to a dangerous dungeon where they must confront powerful monsters to gain abilities. During a fateful encounter in the dungeon, Hajime is betrayed and pushed into an abyss by one of his classmates. Miraculously surviving the fall, he embarks on a journey of survival and self-discovery. Hajime gains powerful abilities by consuming the flesh of monsters, transforming himself from the weakest member of the group into an overpowered and formidable individual. Fueled by the desire for revenge, Hajime sets out to explore the treacherous world, facing challenges and encountering various characters. Along the way, he forges alliances with unlikely companions, including Yu, a vampire, and Shay, a beast girl. Number 1. Kaze no Stigma. In Kaze no Stigma, Kazuma Yagami faces betrayal and abandonment by his family, the prestigious Yagami clan known for their mastery of fire magic. This stems from Kazuma's initial struggles in controlling fire magic, leading to disappointment and a sense of inadequacy within the family. After disappearing for a period, Kazuma makes a triumphant return, having mastered wind magic, an element his family had considered weak and inferior. This unexpected shift in his magical abilities transforms Kazuma into an overpowered force, defying the very expectations that had led to his rejection. Despite the initial strain and disappointment in Kazuma's relationship with his family, his return with wind magic challenges their ideas. It changes how they see him and alters the family dynamics. Kaze no Stigma explores themes of betrayal, transformation, and the strength found in embracing one's unique talents. The anime blends magical action with familial drama, creating a captivating story that showcases Kazuma's resilience and growth in a world filled with challenges.
I'm waiting for the rain. I'm bracing for the thunder. I tweak the wooden sphere.